tó bá ń gbọ́ tó ń sẹ́ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́ tó tún milẹ̀ tìtìtìtì ẹ̀jẹ̀ méjì kì í jàṣà ìkànnì Aláyọ̀ rédíò ló ń dún tó tún kilẹ̀ pálapàla gbàgbé kúrò ń bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ń dùn mọ́ nínú.
Good afternoon and welcome to the news at noon on Alayo Online Radio TV. I am Oluwatoyin Elebute, bringing you the top stories making headlines this afternoon. These are the headlines. Federal government to strengthen women's health services, and Electoral Act as Nigeria not ready for real-time voting, transparency not guaranteed, said Dixon. Exiled Benin opposition leaders seek Tinubu's intervention, and in Sokoto State 2026 deadline to end polio. Pressure mounts on Bayelsa government over choice of deputy. And 2027 ADC target 14 million registered members, said Aregbesola. Anambra arrests 6 for illegal revenue collection. And in the world of sports, Nwabali opens up new club stage, and Nigerian coach in search of viral local high jumper. Before the news and details, let's quickly go on a break.
It's now 2 o'clock. Ẹ wá gbọ́ tuntun ìròyìn ayọ̀ ni mo mú wá fún yín nípa àjọ ọmọlúwàbí tí a pè ní àjọ Yorùbá Land Health Charity Foundation tí wọ́n bẹ nílẹ̀ yìí àti lókè òkun. Ẹ súnmọ́ bí ẹ wá fetí gbéyàwó ọ̀rọ̀. Àwọn àjọ yìí nílẹ̀ yìí àti lókè òkun wà fún mímọ rírì ìdàgbàsókè àti láti lè gbé èdè òun àṣà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ga ní Nàìjíríà àti ní diaspora. Ṣíṣe ìdásílẹ̀ àṣà lóríṣiríṣi fún ìrónilágbára ìrànlọ́wọ́ nípa ètò ìwé kíkà fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Lápapọ̀ kò tán síbẹ̀ o. Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tí wọ́n ń gbé nílẹ̀ yìí tí wọ́n sì fẹ́ darapọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìgbáyégbádùn àwarawa àti ìbáṣepọ̀ tó mọ́yán lórí. Fífi ara ẹni jì pẹ̀lú ṣíṣe olùtọ́nà nípa ètò ìmúpadàbọ̀sípò láti lè jẹ́ ká mọ̀ dájú wípé a lè ní ìbáṣepọ̀ tó lọ́rìn tí kò sì ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ètò òṣèlú tàbí ẹ̀sìn kankan. Bí kò ṣe nípa àṣà tó múnádóko láàrin ara wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àti ìwàláàyè. Ìtọ́jú ara wà o, ìtọ́jú ẹyin, ìtọ́jú ojú wà lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Lábẹ́ ìṣàkóso Yorùbá Land Health Charity Foundation. Pẹ̀lú olùdarí àjọ Mr. Abdullahi Mustapha Elewi-Odo. Yorùbá Land Health Charity Foundation. Àjọ tí kò rọ̀gbọ̀kú léjọba. Tó sì ń ṣe ìdápadà ayọ̀ òun ìfẹ́ láàrin ọmọ Yorùbá nílẹ̀ yìí àti lókè òkun.
Ará àdúgbò mo gbé titun dé o. Pẹ̀lú Locate My Ride, ọkọ̀ nílò pẹ̀lú ààbò tó péye dìrọ̀rùn gbà. Locate My Ride is a smooth solution that sends you an instant alert the moment your car moves without your permission. Kí èèyàn fowó ńlá rọkọ̀ bọ̀gìnì kó túnmọ̀ wá káyà sókè torí àwọn ajínàṣẹ̀ tí ń jẹ wọn ajídé wọ̀. Whether you are at home, at work or asleep, Locate My Ride keeps watch 24/7, real-time update, detailed report, customizable alert. Ní gbogbo ìgbà ni o mọ bí ọkọ̀ rẹ gbé wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀rọ ìgbàlódé tí ilé-iṣẹ́ Locate My Ride gbé dé lásìkò yìí. Just confidence and peace of mind. You can protect your car. Try protect your investment by calling or WhatsApp Locate My Ride on 0807-151-1451 or follow us on Instagram at Locate My Ride 247 with our reliable, secure and user-friendly solution. Drive with confidence and track with ease. Ọkọ̀ wà mí lọ kò sí fòyà.
Ó pẹ́ tí mo ti ń gbọ́ gbọ́ rédíò káàkiri ayé. Ìgbà tí mo ṣalábàápàdé Aláyọ̀ rédíò TV. Rédíò tó bu àyà. Owó oúnjẹ fẹ́ gbé ó tún wá gbà wó bọ̀. Ó tún wá ń ṣe bẹbẹ yàtọ̀ sí bẹ́ẹ̀ káàkiri àgbáyé ni wọ́n ti ń gbọ́ wa. Kábíyèsí fún gbogbo àwọn ìkànnì míì. Ẹ bá ń ṣí fìlà kórí adé. Kábíyèsí o. Alára àgbà yìí dá ní ìkànnì Aláyọ̀ jẹ́ fún gbogbo ìkànnì míì. Ògbóǹtarìgì ni wọ́n níbi ká ṣe live broadcast, music training, live streaming, photoshoot studio, ẹ̀ka ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́, audio mixing studio àti àwọn ètò lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ lórí ìròyìn tó gbóná fẹlẹ́lẹ́ àti gbígbé àṣà àtẹ̀sìn lárugẹ. Ètò nípa lọ́kọláya, eré ìdárayá láti ẹnu àwọn atọ́kùn tó dáńtọ́. Opposite Glory filling station, Ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀ Odò, along Ọjọ́ Ìwó Road, Ìbàdàn láfi kalẹ̀ sí. Ẹ lè pè wá sórí 0913-609-3243 tàbí 0707-979-0863. Aláyọ̀ rédíò TV, ìkànnì tí kò lẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. Tó bá ń gbọ́ tó ń sẹ́ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́ tó tún milẹ̀ tìtìtìtì ẹ̀jẹ̀ méjì kì í jàṣà. Ìkànnì Aláyọ̀ rédíò ló ń dún tó tún kilẹ̀ pálapàla. Má gbé kúrò ń bẹ̀ o, ó ń dùn mọ́ nínú.
Welcome back. Now the news and details. The Federal Ministry of Health, Social Welfare and the Office of Senior Special Welfare Assistance to the President on Women's Health (OSSAPWH) have begun to plan coordinate intervention to address challenges affecting Nigerian women. Senior Special Assistant of the President on Women's Health, Dr. Adana Steneka, disclosed this during a meeting with the collections of women leaders, representatives of women group and UNGUs in Abuja on Tuesday. The news agency of Nigeria reported that the meeting was convened by the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and facilitated by the OSSAPWH. Steneka said her office was adopting a nationwide approach to ensure that women's health is prioritized in national development. She explained that Renew Her stands for Health Equity and Reform and is designed to coordinate policies relating to women's health in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and Women's Affairs. Renewal is divided into three major pillars, including a digital media and advocacy hub. The decision to do that is based on the understanding that there is a wide knowledge gap in the country when it comes to the health of women and girls. The federal government has directed the National Agency of Food Drugs Administration and Control to suspend all enforcement action relating to the proposed ban on sachet alcohol and 20 milligram PET bottle alcoholic products. The government also warned the agencies to stop sealing factories and warehouses over the issues. The directive was contained in the statement issued on Wednesday in Abuja by Special Advisor on the Public Affairs to the Secretary of the Government's Federation, Terence Kunyam. Kunyam said the order followed a joint intervention by the officers of the Secretariat to the Government of the Federation and the Office of the Nationwide Security Advisor, which raised concern over the security implications of continued enforcement in the absence of a fully implemented nation alcoholic policy. According to all actions, decision or enforcement measure relating to the ongoing ban on sachet alcohol are to be suspended pending the final consultations and implementations of the national alcohol policies and the issuance of a final directive. The statement read, He also said although the national alcohol policies has been signed by the Federal Ministry of Health and aligns with the directive of the President Bola Tinubu, both offices insisted that NAFDAC must refrain from all enforcement measures until the policy is fully implemented and further directives are issued. The government said such measures include factory shutdown, warehouse sealing, and public emphasis on the sachet alcohol banned. A former Bayelsa State Governor and lawmaker representing Bayelsa West Senate, Seriake Dixon, has said Nigeria is not yet at the stage of electronic voting, describing the existence on real-time transmission of election results as unnecessary. Speaking in an interview with Arise News on Tuesday, he said the concept of real-time transmission is being widely misunderstood. What is the meaning of real-time? We are not voting electronically in Nigeria. We are not at the point where you go and press a button and your vote is instantly added to a portal, he said. He described the term as superfluous, adding that it does not in itself guarantee transparency. The word real-time in this context is actually superfluous. It doesn't on its own give you a transparency election. It shouldn't have been there in the first place. It has never too late to correct something. He further added that the Senate's latest action on the Electoral Act Amendment Bill should not be seen as a setback for democracy. I don't count the proceeding of today and the outcomes as a loss of democracy, he said. His comment comes in the wake of the Senate emergency plenary, which revisited Clause 60(3) of the bill following public outrage. The upper chambers approved transmission of results to the Independent National Electoral Commission, resulting viewing portals while retaining manual collections as a backup in case of network failure. However, the Senate stopped short of making electronic transmission compulsory and rejected the inclusions of real-time upload of results. Critics has urged that the absence of an explicit real-time transmission requirement leaves room for manipulations. Dixon, however, clarified that he was speaking in his personal capacity. I am not here as a spokesman of the Senate. I am here to give my view as someone who has been deeply involved in all the process as a ranking member of the committee and as someone who participated in the proceeding of today, he said. He further explains that deliberations on electronic transmission has lasted nearly 2 years, involving consultations and engagements with INEC. This has been going on for about 2 years or so, different workshops, conference at the Senate Committee, Joint Committee, and also interactions with the INEC, he said. The senator disclosed that he was absent when the Senate earlier took the controversial decision due to bereavement. I was not there when the Senate took the decision earlier, about a week ago. As I was bereaved, I lost a close brother, the sitting deputy governor of my state. Today was the very first day I went to sit in the Senate because of this important matter, he said. Tracing resistance to electronic transmission to long-standing political division, Dixon said these issues of electronic transmission is also problematic even in the 19th Senate. When we tried to introduce electronic transfer, there was stiff opposition. Somehow, the party in our power has already been very resistant to this notion. And exiled opposition leaders from the Republic of Benin has appealed to President Bola Tinubu for urgent intervention, warning that the country risks sliding into civil war unless an inclusive political dialogue is convened. In a letter dated January 26, 2026, obtained by our correspondent on Tuesday, Romaric Boko, special envoy of Les Democrats for international mobilizations and regional delegates, alleged that opposition leaders in Benin are being persecuted. Les Democrats is an opposition party in Benin led by former President Boni Yayi. Boko, a former member of the political bureau of the Blum Republicans, said some opposition figures remain in prison following a failed coup on December 7, 2025, adding that his wife was arrested when authorities could not locate him at his residence. Writing from exile in Europe, where I have taken refuge for several months, I appeal to you on behalf of Benin Democratic Resistance. Persecution targets the opposition. Some leaders remain in prison since the failed coup of December 7, 2025. Others have been assaulted, and my wife was arrested when authorities could not find me at home, he said. Boko said the January 11, 2026 legislative election produced a National Assembly composed entirely of pro-government deputies, and that the opposition has been excluded from the April 2026 presidential election. He warned that without a prompt intervention, further unrest or civic conflict could erupt. Benin faces its darkest hour. The January 11, 2026 legislative elections installed only pro-government deputies, and the opposition has been excluded from the April 2026 presidential vote. Without swift intervention, further unrest of civic war looms, he said. And in the world of sports, former Nigerian decathlete, jump specialist, and board member of the Athletics Federations of Nigeria, Lekan Shweton, has praised the talent of a promising high jump identified as Quadri, whose video of a high jump attempt in a school playground has gone viral. Quadri video surfaced over the weekend, showing the young athlete clearing a seeming impossible height to the amazement of onlookers. My name is Quadri. I currently live in Ajawa. I am the one jumping in that video, and I need help. It is my dream to represent Nigeria at the Olympic, Quadri said in the video. Ajawa is located at Ogoluwa local government area of Oyo State. After seeing the video, Shweton acknowledged the youngster talent, noting that efforts are already being made to reach out to him. Before the news round up, let's quickly take a quick recap of our top stories. Federal government moves to strengthen women's health service. Electoral Act says Nigeria not ready for real-time voting. Transparency not guaranteed, said Dixon. Sokoto set 2026 deadline to end policies. Pressure mount on Bayelsa government over choice of deputies. And 2027 ADC target 14 million registered members, said Aregbesola. Anambra arrests 6 for illegal revenue collection. And in the world of sports, Nwabali opens up a new club search. Nigerian coach in search of viral local high jumper. And that's all we have now on our news at noon on Alayo Online Radio TV. I am Oluwatoyin Elebute, and you can follow us on all our social media platforms for more. We are on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, X, and more. You can follow us for more. Thank you, good afternoon, and thanks for listening.
tó bá ń gbọ́ tó ń sẹ́ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́ tó tún milẹ̀ tìtìtìtì ẹ̀jẹ̀ méjì kì í jàṣà ìkànnì Aláyọ̀ rédíò ló ń dún tó tún kilẹ̀ pálapàla.